What is up guys, Andy Forest Team Runner here and welcome back to another video. And today we're talking about three things. Number one, a Need for Speed training update. Number two, my two big training blocks for next year, 2022 training. And number three, we're in to London Marathon. So welcome back to another video, and as I said, lots of exciting stuff to talk about today. But first, we're out here getting a long run done. The plan today is 35 minutes warm up and then 5 by 6 minutes tempo pace with 1 minute float and 35 minutes cool down. Maybe about an hour 45, and we'll see how we do. Training leading into Christmas is always frustrating. Time is tight, mileage is going down, and it's just a case of fitting in what you can when you've got kids and stuff. School plays, loads of other bits and pieces pop up and it saps up your running time. Plus I'm struggling to get up early in the morning at the moment, so it's my own fault, but we will get there and we will hopefully complete a solid workout today. So stick around and stay tuned. Let's get this one underway. Right, so we're just about to roll into this, about 3 minutes time, and then we're going. Just forgot to say, we're doing this on the cycle track today, so it's all about effort, not pace. And we'll talk about this in the Need for Speed training section shortly. But on the weekends, I've been incorporating a little bit of tempo work in and around half marathon pace. So today is going to be half marathon effort, because I've decided, stupidly, to pick the hard way round. I'm going to have like 1 rep that goes downhill, and then I'm going to have a monster rep going up the big hill on the cycle track, and then 3 more uphill. So yeah, it's all about a little bit of strength today and mind over matter, capping off a tough week. I set myself a little challenge to do it this way, just to get that little win under my belt. So that's all I want to say. Now we're cracking on. Well, that's not what you need in the last rep, is it? Ooh. So there we go, workout complete. Just getting the cool down done now. Just covered nearly 12.5 miles. So those are some solid efforts. Could not get the heart rate up today. Couldn't get obviously near goal half marathon pace, but split low 6s, late 5s going on 2 downhills. It ended up being 2 downhill, and then like 7 something pace going up the big hill, and then 6:20s on the gently uphills on the other side. So just rolling it down now, heading back home, and let's talk about the Need for Speed training update, the 2 blocks next year, and of course London Marathon. So there we go, that 15-mile run wraps up another solid training week. Really happy. The volume is not quite there this week, but as I said whilst I was out there, it's getting a little bit difficult at the moment. If I'm not getting up early, I'm finding my time is tighter in the day to run. So I think we wrapped up at 48 miles this week. I'm trying to be somewhere between 50 to 60 miles each week, so just a bit short, but must not complain. I managed to get out 5 times this week as per usual, and I enjoyed each and every one, albeit a couple of the workouts were a little bit tough. So we're going to give you guys a quick recap of my training over the last month, because I realised I started this Need for Speed training series and I've been producing more and more content over the last month. Obviously you guys have probably seen more videos are coming out, which I'm loving doing, but the Need for Speed series has kind of got swallowed up in everything else, with me just doing workout videos and testing shoes and stuff like that. So I'll give you guys a recap of my training, and then we're going to talk about the most exciting part, which is the 2 main blocks I'm going to be training for next year, and of course London Marathon. So let's just dive into the training very quickly. What I'm going to do is explain what my structure has been like and throw some examples up on screen so you can have a look at the types of workouts I've been doing. I've, as always, been sticking to my 5 days a week, and what has been happening is, depending on how I'm feeling, Monday has either been easy or moderate. If I feel like the long run hasn't taken too much out of me, I tend to go moderate on a Monday. If I'm feeling quite fatigued, I'll stick to easy running. So that is very, very flexible. Then comes Tuesday. Tuesday is normally my VO2 max workout day. It swapped around this week or last week. This week I think it swapped around, but on the whole it's Tuesday. So on screen you'll see some examples throughout November of the workouts that I've been doing. Short, sharp reps, good fun, lung burning, obviously working our way towards a 5 and 10k PB. That's the goal. I'll talk about my goal race very shortly. And then moving on to Wednesday, that's a rest day, and Thursday is my threshold work. Now I've got some examples of that on screen where I'm running at around threshold pace. And again, those have been going really, really well. Friday then tends to be an easy run, with Saturday being a long run day. Now what I've been doing on a Saturday this time around is throwing in some tempo work in my long runs. So what I might have been doing is focusing on this 5 and 10k work, is doing VO2 max work, threshold work, and a bit of tempo work each week. So just kind of trying to encompass all of that top end in some kind of run. Examples might be 5 by 5 minutes in my long run, so a long warm up for 35-40 minutes, and then 5 by 5 minutes, 6 by 5 minutes, and then more recently 5 by 6 minutes. So I'm just kind of keeping the duration of tempo work only around 30 to 35 minutes roughly, but I'm just slowly starting to extend those reps, because the goal that I'm going to be shooting for is a Speedway 10k in January the 21st. So that is about 6 weeks away-ish. We do indeed have Hereford 10k on December the 28th, which is 2-3 days after Christmas. I'm not going to be in good shape for that, plus it's hilly and I'll be having 3 days off over Christmas, so that's going to be a good rust buster. But my main focus is Speedway 10k, and that's when the second block, or the first main block of training, is going to start, which we'll talk about very shortly. So that's what I'm focusing on now, is getting that 10k PB. 34:38 is where it stands. I'm putting it out there now. I'm not setting a specific time, I just want to go there and run hard. Obviously conditions on the day, who knows, we'll run to our best of our ability. I just want to feel strong. I'm starting to feel strong in training. It's all feeling good now, so that is the main goal I'm working towards. So moving on to the 2 main blocks for next year, and this is why I'm looking to extend my Need for Speed block, because obviously the second half of the year we are going to be marathon training for London, and that's going to take up my focus for the summer. I can't wait for that. That's going to be epic. But this first half of the year, I've been toying with doing Manchester Marathon and looking at other marathons and thinking, do I want to do another marathon block? And I've been enjoying this Need for Speed block so much and understand the benefits of working on this top end, which is something I haven't done for well over a year, that I've decided to scrap a marathon in April and I'm going to do a half marathon. I've got 3 half marathons booked, and I've chosen Cardiff Half Marathon on March the 27th, I think it is, to be my focus race. I actually have a deferred Reading place for the week after, which I won't end up doing. I'll scrap that race and I have Bath half marathon 2 weeks before, which I might do. I probably will do that one. So I've got Bath and Cardiff as my 2 flatter and fast half marathons to really focus on. That's going to take up my energy moving from Speedway into there. So that's why I've wanted to extend it. I'm kind of right now got to new at 9 and I'm slowly starting to increase the repetitions and the volume of work I'm doing in preparation for come January. Once I've done Speedway, I'm doing VO2 Tuesday, Threshold Thursday, a bit of tempo work on the weekend. I'm still going to sprinkle in some VO2 stuff, but it's probably going to be the end of a threshold workout. So I might do some threshold reps and then chuck in some 400s at the end. It won't be quite such a focus and it will be more of a turnover exercise more than anything else. So then it will probably shift to something like Tuesday's a threshold, Thursday's a tempo, and then the long runs will start to get a little bit longer, back up to something like 18 miles, maybe even start peaking around 20 miles with some more half marathon stuff in there. So that's going to be the switch. I just feel like it's a good natural progression to do that for a half marathon and then shift on into marathon training after that. I feel like I've been doing this Need for Speed training now for about 10 or 12 weeks. It's just going to be this real gentle incline like that all throughout the 12 months, peaking in October. It's just going to be, rather than doing that all the way through the year, it's just working through the distances all the way up. Although I do have a couple of summer trail races in there, which I'm going to have to put some longer distance stuff in for a little bit, but that it really is neither here nor there and it shouldn't impact anything too massively. So that's going to be my focus for the 2 blocks. First part of the year, half marathon training, Cardiff half is the target, and then second half is London. And of course, speaking about London, yes, we finally have a place. We got accepted into the Good for Age entry system. Now, if you guys had followed me on Instagram, or I think I mentioned it in a video last year, I did actually successfully apply for the Good for Age time last year, and I had the email saying congratulations, you're in, here's the link to pay, and I think I left it there, and then 2 days later I had my finger accident. If you guys can see, if you're new to the channel, I severed the tendon in my middle finger. Steel sheet went right through my finger, had surgery. I was absolutely off my head on painkillers for a good couple of weeks, and by the time I got round to checking and paying for it, I'd missed the deadline. Completely my fault. I should have done it there and then. So I made sure this time when I had the success email that I paid on the night. So I've paid for the entry and I have a hotel booked. We are ready to rock and roll. So as I said, that's going to be my focus for the end of the year. Now, my approach to the London Marathon is I'd love to go and get a PB there, but I'm going to take it quite relaxed. I'm going to be doing a really serious training series. I'm going to be doing really serious training, but I want to go in with the approach that this is a marathon major and I want to really enjoy it. I want to soak up the atmosphere. I don't want to hit 20 miles and really start to suffer. I just want to appreciate. I don't go to London that often, so this is something that I want to soak in and appreciate. So I will obviously be giving it my all, doing my best, but I want to go there with a smile on my face as well. For some people this is a once in a lifetime marathon. For me, hopefully I'll have more opportunities in the future to qualify for it, but right now I just need to pretend like this is the only chance I'm ever going to get, soak it all in, enjoy it, and just make the most of the training, and hopefully, fingers crossed, turn up on race day feeling fresh, injury-free and ready to rock and roll. So that's going to be my plans. Let me know in the comments below if any of you got in via the Good for Age. It would be so good to hear. I know a lot of you on Instagram I was following got in, which is great. Don't know what's happening with championship entry. I think that's happening later on, and of course the ballot I think is in the new year. So fingers crossed more of you guys will get some success with that leading into 2022. So that's it for today's video, guys. A good update, hopefully explains my plans leading into next year, and I'll talk a little bit more about the tune-up races I've got. Especially I'm going to have about 3 or 4, as I said, between Speedway, and I've got a race the week after Speedway, a couple in February and then a couple in March. So yeah, plenty going on, lots of excitement coming up. That's it from me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.